Have you ever observed someone command attention without uttering a single word? You might wonder what silent forces are at play, allowing certain individuals to naturally guide discussions or influence outcomes through sheer presence. This is not some innate magic, but often a deliberate cultivation of subtle behaviors, a form of psychological power that can be understood and, to an extent, learned. Understanding these dynamics is crucial in any social or professional setting where influence matters. You navigate a world brimming with unspoken cues, and grasping how to both interpret and utilize them can profoundly impact your interactions. It's about recognizing the often invisible threads of human behavior that connect us, allowing you to move with greater purpose and effectiveness. In this video, you will explore Machiavelli's often misunderstood principles, recontextualized as 11 rules for nonverbal domination. We will dissect how silent actions and controlled reactions can shape perceptions and outcomes. This isn't about manipulation, but rather about mastering the quiet art of strategic communication and personal presence, empowering you with a profound Machiavellian mindset for modern challenges. My work in applied psychology and philosophy has consistently revealed the potent impact of nonverbal cues on human interaction. While Machiavelli's original writings focused on statecraft, the underlying principles of power, perception, and influence are remarkably transferable to individual behavior. You will find these insights are grounded in observable human psychology. Before we delve into the specific rules, it's essential to establish a foundational understanding of where these concepts originate and why they remain relevant today. Grasping the historical and philosophical underpinnings will illuminate the subtle brilliance behind these powerful, silent strategies, preparing you to appreciate their depth and practical application. To truly appreciate the silent strategies of influence, you must first understand the man whose name became synonymous with cunning and power: Niccolò Machiavelli. A Florentine diplomat and philosopher of the Renaissance, Machiavelli observed the brutal realities of power politics in 16th century Italy. His writings, particularly The Prince, were not moral guides, but pragmatic analyses of how power is acquired, maintained, and lost, based on verifiable historical events and human nature. Machiavelli's insights into human behavior were starkly realistic. He argued that people are often driven by self-interest and fear, and a ruler must understand these motivations to govern effectively. Crucially, he recognized that perception often trumps reality, and that symbols, gestures, and reputation could be as powerful, if not more powerful, than overt force. This forms the bedrock of our exploration into unspoken dominance. Many misunderstand Machiavellian philosophy as purely advocating for ruthless, unethical tactics. However, a closer look reveals a detached, almost scientific study of power dynamics, recognizing the complex interplay of human psychology and political strategy. You will find that some of his most potent advice concerns the subtle control of appearance and the calculated management of expectations, rather than overt aggression. Imagine a chess master who silently studies the board, anticipating multiple moves ahead without revealing their own strategy. This is an apt analogy for the Machiavellian mindset we explore. It's not about being a villain, but about seeing the whole board, understanding the pieces, and making calculated, often nonverbal, moves. This subtle approach creates a psychological advantage that can be incredibly potent. With this historical and philosophical context firmly in mind, you are now ready to dive into the specific rules that Machiavelli's wisdom implicitly offers for dominating without uttering a word. These rules, drawn from his observations on human nature and power, will reveal how silence itself can become your most formidable asset. The first Machiavellian rule for silent dominance is to maintain an air of inscrutability. Never reveal your full intentions. You project an aura of mystery by carefully managing your expressions and reactions, preventing others from easily reading your true thoughts or motivations. When people cannot predict your next move, they are compelled to exercise caution, granting you a subtle but significant psychological power. This prevents premature judgments and keeps your adversaries guessing. For example, when faced with unexpected news or a provocative statement, resist the urge for an immediate overt reaction. A slight pause, a measured glance, or even a neutral facial expression communicates a depth that cannot be easily penetrated. This calculated control over your immediate responses strengthens your emotional control and prevents opponents from gaining an advantage by exploiting your feelings. Your calm exterior becomes a shield. However, this rule does not imply being completely aloof or emotionless. Rather, it means choosing when and what to reveal. An enigmatic presence is far more compelling than an open book, as it subtly forces others to project their own desires and fears onto you. You are not a blank slate, but a carefully curated canvas, allowing you to direct the narrative without direct declarations. The second rule emphasizes the power of observation. Speak little, listen more. While maintaining an air of mystery, you simultaneously gather crucial intelligence. By allowing others to fill the conversational void, you encourage them to reveal their opinions, biases, and vulnerabilities. Your silence becomes an invitation for them to overshare, inadvertently providing you with valuable insights into their character and objectives. Consider a scenario where you are in a meeting. Instead of immediately offering your opinion, you observe the body language, listen to the nuances in tone, and note who speaks first or last. This active, silent observation, a key aspect of dark psychology when used for strategic advantage, empowers you with a comprehensive understanding of the room's dynamics. These silent insights are invaluable for any future strategic action you might take. Moving forward, our third rule for silent domination is to cultivate an aura of calmness. Emotional control is power. In situations of pressure or conflict, your composed demeanor stands in stark contrast to potential chaos, positioning you as a steady, reliable force. When you refuse to be ruffled, you deny others the satisfaction of provoking a reaction, thereby neutralizing their emotional attacks. This unwavering tranquility projects an immense internal strength. Imagine a heated debate where others are visibly agitated. Your quiet, unhurried posture and even breathing subtly communicate self-mastery. This deep, emotional control not only preserves your own mental clarity, but also projects an image of invincibility. People instinctively defer to those who appear unshakable, perceiving them as more capable of rational thought and strategic action, making them a natural focal point for leadership and stability. This rule doesn't mean suppressing all emotions, but rather choosing how and when to display them. A person who can maintain inner peace amidst external storms is often seen as having superior judgment and an unyielding will. Such a presence discourages impulsive challenges and fosters an environment where your measured responses hold greater weight, creating a subtle yet profound gravitational pull towards your influence. The fourth rule delves into the specifics of nonverbal communication. Master the art of strategic eye contact. Your gaze can convey authority, interest, disinterest, or even subtle intimidation, all without a single word. Prolonged eye contact, when appropriate, asserts confidence and a willingness to engage directly, while strategically breaking it can denote contemplation or a momentary dismissal, subtly controlling the flow of interaction. For instance, during a negotiation, a steady, direct gaze conveys sincerity and resolve, signaling that you are not easily swayed. Conversely, a brief, dismissive glance at an opponent's weak point can sow seeds of doubt. This mastery of the eyes is a potent tool in psychological power, allowing you to direct attention and subtly influence the emotional state of others, setting the stage for your silent directives. Our fifth principle focuses on your physical presence. Use body language to project confidence. Your posture, gestures, and spatial orientation communicate volumes before you ever speak. An open, upright posture, with shoulders back and head held high, radiates assurance and competence. Controlled, deliberate movements are perceived as signs of thoughtfulness, while fidgeting can betray anxiety or uncertainty. Consider how you sit in a chair. Leaning back slightly with open arms, rather than hunched forward or with crossed arms, conveys approachability and self-possession. Such nonverbal cues subtly inform those around you that you are comfortable, in control, and ready to engage on your terms. This quiet assertion of confidence creates an immediate, subconscious deference from others, giving you an invisible edge in interactions. This isn't about arrogance, but about conveying a stable inner state through your physical being. By consciously adjusting your body language, you can influence not only how others perceive you, but also how you feel internally, reinforcing your emotional control. Your physical presentation becomes an unspoken declaration of your readiness to lead and inspire, shaping the atmosphere of any room you enter. The sixth rule builds upon emotional control. Control your reactions. Never give opponents the satisfaction of seeing you flustered. When someone attempts to provoke you, your calm, measured response denies them the emotional payoff they seek. This stoic indifference, a core tenet of effective Machiavellian mindset, robs their aggression of its power and reflects poorly on their own lack of composure. Think of a difficult question or an unfounded criticism. Instead of defensively reacting, a slow, deliberate nod, followed by a thoughtful silence, can completely disarm the aggressor. You appear unaffected, making their attack seem trivial or ill-conceived. This quiet resilience projects an unshakable resolve, leaving your detractors with no fuel for their fire and subtly cementing your position of unflappable strength. The seventh Machiavellian rule for silent dominance is: choose your entrance and exit wisely. Make a statement without words. The way you enter and leave a space, a room, a meeting, or even a conversation can leave a lasting impression that reinforces your psychological power. Deliberate, unhurried entrance commands attention, while a graceful, understated exit can leave others pondering your departure and eager for your return. For instance, upon entering a room, a brief, encompassing glance, followed by a confident posture, subtly establishes your presence without demanding attention overtly. Similarly, when it's time to depart, avoid a rushed or apologetic exit. A final, calm assessment of the situation, perhaps a nod, and a steady walk out conveys that your time is valuable and your departure is a conscious choice, not an evasion. This calculated management of your arrivals and departures emphasizes your self-worth and importance. It frames your presence as significant and your absence as potentially impactful, cultivating an environment where your presence is valued and your movements are noticed. This silent choreography influences perceptions, making your every appearance and disappearance a subtle act of influence, a key element of a truly Machiavellian mindset. Our 8th rule delves deeper into the strategic use of quiet. Understand the power of silence. Let others fill the void, revealing themselves. In conversations or negotiations, allowing moments of silence to linger can be incredibly effective. People are often uncomfortable with silence and will rush to fill it, frequently revealing more than they intended about their true thoughts, fears, or proposals. Imagine a situation where you've made a statement or asked a challenging question. Instead of pressing for an immediate answer, you simply wait, maintaining your calm, strategic eye contact. This silence creates a psychological pressure that encourages the other person to elaborate, justify, or even concede. You learn by listening to what they say, and sometimes more importantly, what they rush to say in the quiet. Continuing our exploration, the 9th rule for dominating without words is: develop an impeccable appearance. Command respect visually. Your attire, grooming, and overall presentation are silent communicators of your self-respect, attention to detail, and status. While superficiality is not the goal, a polished appearance signals competence and seriousness, influencing how others initially perceive and treat you before any words are exchanged. Consider the immediate impact of someone meticulously dressed versus someone disheveled in a professional setting. The former instinctively garners more respect and credibility. This isn't about expensive brands, but about cleanliness, fit, and appropriateness for the context. Your appearance is a nonverbal affirmation of your commitment to excellence and your ability to control your environment, including yourself. This deliberate cultivation of your visual persona is a form of psychological power, subtly shaping first impressions and setting the tone for interactions. It projects a certain gravitas and professionalism, making others more inclined to listen to your opinions and take your contributions seriously. You are silently setting a standard, influencing the environment simply by how you present yourself. The 10th rule emphasizes the critical importance of intelligence gathering. Observe relentlessly. Gather intelligence on others' weaknesses and strengths. True power often lies in understanding the people around you better than they understand themselves. By becoming a keen observer of nonverbal cues, micro-expressions, and consistent behavioral patterns, you can uncover hidden motivations, allegiances, and vulnerabilities. For example, notice who defers to whom, who avoids eye contact when a certain topic is raised, or whose body language shifts under pressure. These subtle observations a foundational practice in dark psychology for self-protection and strategic advantage, provide you with an invaluable internal map of the social landscape. This silent accumulation of knowledge becomes your secret weapon, allowing you to anticipate and respond with precision. The 11th and final rule for dominating without saying a word is: practice calculated indifference. Show that you are not easily swayed or impressed. This isn't about being rude or dismissive, but about projecting a subtle detachment from the trivialities and emotional theatrics of others. When you refuse to be overly impressed by flattery or overly concerned by minor slights, you establish your own internal standard of value and authority. Imagine a situation where someone is boasting or attempting to elicit a strong reaction from you. A calm, measured response, perhaps a slight, almost imperceptible nod, or a neutral expression, communicates that their efforts are not impacting your composure. This stoicism, in the face of external attempts to provoke or impress, creates an aura of self-contained power, signaling that your focus lies beyond superficial interactions. This carefully deployed indifference communicates that you are not easily bought, intimidated, or manipulated. It makes your approval or attention a rare and therefore highly valued commodity. People will unconsciously strive harder to genuinely earn your respect rather than attempting to sway you with empty gestures, solidifying your position as someone of independent thought and judgment, embodying a true Machiavellian mindset. These 11 rules, though distinct, are most powerful when integrated into a cohesive, practiced approach. They are not isolated tactics, but interconnected elements of a broader strategy for psychological power. Through nonverbal communication, they collectively form a framework for enhancing your presence and influence, allowing you to operate with subtle command. As you reflect on these silent directives, you might wonder about the deeper ethical considerations and practical application in real-world scenarios. It's crucial to understand how these tools can be used responsibly for self-empowerment and positive influence rather than mere manipulation. This leads us to delve into the underlying psychological principles that give these rules their profound effectiveness. These Machiavellian rules are not arbitrary. They are deeply rooted in fundamental principles of human psychology. When you maintain an inscrutable demeanor or practice calculated indifference, you are leveraging our innate human need to understand and categorize. An unreadable person creates a cognitive vacuum, prompting others to project their own interpretations, often leading them to assign greater power or wisdom to the silent individual. Consider the concept of social proof and scarcity. When you speak little and listen more, your words become scarcer and therefore more valuable. This subtle application of scarcity principle enhances your perceived authority. Similarly, your unwavering calm in the face of pressure acts as an anchor, drawing others to your apparent stability when they themselves feel adrift. A testament to fundamental emotional control. Furthermore, the strategic use of body language and eye contact taps into primal communication channels. Our brains are hardwired to process nonverbal cues almost instantaneously, often before conscious thought. A confident posture or a direct gaze bypasses logical analysis, immediately conveying dominance or submission at a subconscious level. This immediate precognitive impact is the core of nonverbal psychological power. These rules also subtly manipulate the dynamics of attention. By choosing your entrance and exit wisely, or mastering the power of silence, you are directing the spotlight without ever overtly demanding it. You become the quiet center around which others orbit, compelled to pay attention to your subtle cues, because your nonverbal communication is pregnant with implied meaning and unspoken consequence. Understanding these psychological underpinnings is vital because it moves beyond mere mimicry of behaviors. When you grasp why these rules work, you can adapt them more effectively to diverse situations and integrate them authentically into your personal style. But how do these principles align or diverge from other philosophies of self-mastery, such as Stoicism? At first glance, the Machiavellian pursuit of dominance might seem at odds with the tenets of Stoicism, a philosophy emphasizing inner peace, virtue, and acceptance of what cannot be controlled. Yet, a closer examination reveals fascinating overlaps, particularly in the realm of emotional control. Both philosophies advocate for a mastery over one's internal state, albeit for different ultimate objectives. A Stoic strives for equanimity, ensuring that external events do not disturb their inner tranquility. This aligns perfectly with Machiavelli's rule to cultivate an aura of calmness and control your reactions. In both frameworks, maintaining composure under pressure is paramount, not to manipulate, but to preserve one's rational faculties and prevent impulsive, detrimental actions. This shared emphasis on inner discipline is striking. However, the divergence lies in the why. For the Stoic, emotional control leads to virtue and freedom from suffering. For the Machiavellian strategist, it is a tool for maintaining power and influence, preventing opponents from exploiting vulnerabilities. While the method of mastering emotions can be similar, the intent behind that mastery differs, highlighting the complex nature of human agency and purpose. The Machiavellian mindset, as presented here, particularly in its silent aspects, can be seen as an external projection of a disciplined inner world, much like a Stoic sage. By mastering indifference, Rule 11, or maintaining inscrutability, Rule 1, you are, in a sense, practicing a form of detachment, preventing external stimuli from dictating your internal or external responses. So, while Stoicism seeks to master the self for inner peace and Machiavellianism for external influence, you can selectively draw upon the strengths of both. You can cultivate emotional control for personal resilience and then strategically apply its external manifestations to navigate complex social dynamics. This synthesis offers a more robust and ethically conscious approach to psychological power. Discussing Machiavelli's 11 rules for dominating without saying a word inevitably brings us to the nuanced and often controversial realm of dark psychology. This field explores the psychological tactics used to manipulate, coerce, or influence others through covert means. While the rules we've discussed undoubtedly touch upon these manipulative potentials, it's crucial to distinguish between understanding these tactics and endorsing their unethical application. The purpose of exploring these principles is not to encourage manipulation, but to equip you with the knowledge to recognize them, understand their impact, and defend against them. When you understand how silent dominance operates, you become less susceptible to its coercive forms and more capable of exercising your own agency. Awareness is the first step towards protection and ethical self-empowerment. For instance, the rule to observe relentlessly can be used to exploit weaknesses, but it can also be used to understand colleagues better, anticipate needs, and foster stronger, more empathetic relationships. The same psychological mechanism, attentive observation, can serve vastly different ethical ends. The tool itself is neutral. Its application defines its moral stance. Transparently, some of these rules, if applied without a strong ethical compass, could be seen as manipulative. However, their power also lies in fostering self-awareness, improving emotional control, and enhancing strategic thinking in a complex world. You are learning to play the game of human interaction with skill and insight rather than resorting to overt aggression or naivety. Therefore, the ethical line is drawn at intent and outcome. Are you using these silent strategies to genuinely contribute, to protect yourself, to lead with clarity, or merely to exploit? The genuine value of these rules lies in cultivating a powerful, self-aware Machiavellian mindset that enhances your ability to navigate rather than dominate with malicious intent. Throughout these 11 rules, a recurring and vital theme emerges: emotional control. Whether it's maintaining an air of inscrutability, cultivating an aura of calmness, or practicing calculated indifference, each rule implicitly demands a high degree of self-mastery over one's feelings and reactions. This ability to regulate emotions is not merely a beneficial trait. It is the cornerstone of silent influence and effective psychological power. When you achieve mastery over your emotions, you gain an immense advantage. You prevent impulsive decisions, avoid revealing vulnerabilities, and maintain a clear, strategic perspective even in high-pressure situations. This internal discipline allows you to act deliberately rather than react instinctively, which is often the difference between success and failure in any complex human interaction. Consider the impact of someone who can remain completely calm while others around them are panicking. This person instinctively becomes a point of stability and authority. Your controlled emotional responses project reliability and strength, making you a natural leader, even if you never explicitly seek the role. This silent communication speaks volumes about your capability and trustworthiness. Moreover, emotional control is deeply intertwined with developing a robust Machiavellian mindset. It's about dispassionately assessing situations, understanding human nature without being swayed by sentimentality, and executing strategies with precision. This doesn't mean becoming emotionless, but rather ensuring that your emotions serve your objectives rather than sabotaging them. Therefore, as you consider applying these silent rules, dedicate significant effort to cultivating your own emotional intelligence and control. It will not only enhance your ability to influence others without words, but also dramatically improve your personal resilience and inner peace. With this understanding of their ethical application and core requirements, you are ready for practical implementation. Now that you understand Machiavelli's 11 rules for dominating without a word and their psychological underpinnings, let's discuss practical steps for realistic implementation. Begin by selecting just 1 or 2 rules that resonate most with you and focus on practicing them consistently in low-stakes environments. For example, start by consciously practicing speak little, listen more, in casual conversations, focusing intently on others' contributions. Next, integrate, cultivate an aura of calmness into your daily routine. When faced with minor frustrations, consciously pause, take a deep breath, and choose a measured response instead of an immediate reaction. This small act of emotional control will gradually build your capacity for composure in more significant situations. Remember, consistency is more important than perfection at this stage. For body language and eye contact, practice in front of a mirror or record yourself. Observe your posture, gestures, and gaze. Are you projecting confidence and presence or uncertainty? Making small conscious adjustments, like maintaining eye contact for an extra second or consciously uncrossing your arms, can significantly alter how you are perceived and how you feel, embodying a more potent Machiavellian mindset. Resource-wise, consider exploring books on nonverbal communication, such as What Everybody is Saying by Joe Navarro, or classic texts on psychological power. Engaging with these materials will deepen your understanding and provide additional techniques for observation and projection. You can also seek feedback from trusted friends or mentors on your nonverbal cues. Remember, these are not quick fixes. Developing a powerful nonverbal presence is a journey of self-awareness and consistent practice. You might not see immediate dramatic shifts, but over time, these subtle adjustments will compound, gradually enhancing your perceived authority and influence. It's important to set realistic expectations for the results of implementing these Machiavellian rules. You will not suddenly become an omnipotent figure overnight. Instead, you should anticipate a gradual enhancement of your perceived authority, an increase in others' deference towards you, and a greater sense of psychological power in your interactions. These changes are subtle, yet profoundly impactful over time. You might notice that people listen more intently when you speak, or that your opinions carry more weight in group settings. Others may become less likely to challenge you impulsively, or they might seek your counsel more frequently. These are the quiet dividends of consistent practice, reflecting an elevated presence and more effective emotional control. The change is organic, stemming from genuine self-mastery. The time frame for seeing significant results will vary. Some individuals might experience initial shifts within a few weeks of diligent practice, while for others, it could take several months to fully integrate these principles into their natural behavior. The key is continuous self-reflection and adaptation, always striving for authenticity rather than mere imitation, which is central to a truly effective Machiavellian mindset. I invite you to engage with this content authentically. Share your experiences in the comments below. Which of Machiavelli's 11 silent rules resonated most with you? Have you noticed similar dynamics in your own life or observed them in others? Your insights contribute to a richer understanding of these complex principles for everyone in our community interested in dark psychology and influence. This channel thrives on genuine intellectual curiosity and a shared desire to understand the intricacies of human behavior. Your thoughtful participation enriches this collective exploration of psychology, philosophy, and strategies for personal empowerment. Let's continue to learn from each other as we navigate these profound topics together. By delving into Machiavelli's 11 rules for dominating without saying a word, you have gained a powerful framework for understanding and cultivating an impactful nonverbal presence. These principles rooted in timeless observations of human nature and power dynamics, offer more than just tactics. They provide a lens through which to view and interact with the world more strategically and with greater self-awareness. You have learned that true psychological power often resides not in overt displays, but in the subtle art of composure, observation, and strategic silence. Mastery over your expressions, body language, and reactions, essentially profound emotional control, allows you to shape perceptions and influence outcomes without uttering a single directive, embodying a sophisticated Machiavellian mindset. Remember, the ultimate value of this knowledge lies in its ethical application. Use these insights to foster personal growth, improve communication, navigate complex social landscapes, and protect yourself from manipulation. It's about becoming a more discerning and effective individual, capable of commanding respect and asserting influence through quiet strength rather than aggressive posturing. The journey of self-mastery is ongoing. Continue to observe, to practice, and to refine your understanding of these silent cues. The world is constantly communicating through unspoken language, and by becoming fluent in it, you unlock a new dimension of understanding and capability. This knowledge empowers you to move through life with purpose and quiet confidence. These Machiavellian rules, when applied with wisdom and integrity, serve to empower your authentic self. They help you project an image of strength, reliability, and wisdom that is earned through discipline, not through empty words. Go forth, understand the silent world, and cultivate an empowered presence that speaks volumes without ever needing to say a word. Until next time.